I just said, Marshall, go to sleep. Mommy loves you. And that was the last thing I said to him.
Your son, 5 weeks ago, went to have a tooth extraction. Talk us through what led up to that and him having that.
He got up in the morning. He was just fine. He was happy. He ate his breakfast. Hugs and kisses as always. Took him in, 1:00 appointment. She gave him lidocaine. He needed what was called a nerve block to block the mandibular nerve. I couldn't see what they were doing. I just was holding his hand in the room. She pulled the tooth. He was never the same. Got him home. He was jumping out of his skin, agitated, like his insides were on fire. He was psychotically laughing all day. This went on for hours. What Marshall does is he grabs my wrists and he puts my hands on the side of his head, which is a sign for pain because he can't always say what's going, where the pain is. I gave him the high dose Motrin she had prescribed, fed him lunch. This insanity went on all day at an escalated level that I have never seen my son. I assumed it was the lidocaine. These kids cannot handle these drugs. It's one of the anesthetics to numb so she can pull the tooth. So it's a nerve block. They're blocking the nerve. I did find out later that there was epinephrine in it also. I just thought that it would pass, that it's detoxing out of his body. I flooded him with water. I gave him more Motrin later on in the day. I put him to bed at 9:00. About an hour later, I heard that little psychotic laughing again. And I just said, Marshall, go to sleep. Mommy loves you. And that was the last thing I said to him. And then the next morning at 8:30, when I walked in his room, he was face down on the bed between two pillows on the mattress. And I thought, well, he fell asleep on his belly. This happens, right? And he's gone to sleep like that before. And then I thought, well, maybe he had a seizure. I turned him over and he was a floppy doll in blue. And I just went into immediate shock, like I still am, and just left my body. Called 911, talked me through CPR. Paramedics came. They got him to the floor, and they're working on him. And somebody came up to me and said, it doesn't look good. And I'm like, get him to the effing hospital, which was only 5 minutes away. So we went. And again, a whole team came in. And I swear, Polly, it was only 10 minutes later, someone said they couldn't save him. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? What is going on? What happened? They let me stay a few hours. They called family and friends up, and then they transferred him to a local funeral home here. And they said, the next day I could see him at the funeral home. So I was carried out because I cannot accept that my beautiful child that this has happened to. For the next 2 days, I went to the funeral home every day for an hour, and I'm shaking him, asking, screaming, Marshall, get up off the table, come home. I decided on an autopsy, and I paid a private pathologist, and he said that in his opinion, that Marshall did not have a seizure of the brain, and he did not suffocate, but it was the autonomic nervous system triggering a heart arrhythmia. Bingo. I connected the dots. It was the lidocaine jacking up his nervous system, his sympathetic nervous system. And he was never the same. And if I had known that word heart arrhythmia, or, that day, if someone had told me, I am blaming myself. I take full responsibility for this. I do. Because I don't drop the ball on Marshall. This is a beautiful child. He is my only child. He is my entire world, my identity, my mission. He was right there ready to fly. He was doing good, and damn it. But I'm talking to you now in hopes that things change moving forward and that Marshall can make a change here.
Sandra, so what was written on his death certificate?
Well, what I was told in the death certificate just said natural causes. I can't read anything. I can't look at pictures. I can't look at reports. I can't interpret them anyway. So I had two friends of mine that are in the medical field look at it. In the autopsy report, They said his heart was fine. He did have a little thickening of the left ventricle, but not a problem. They said he did not suffocate, that he had a history of heart problems. My son never had a heart problem.
Why did they write that?
I don't know. I have no idea. And I did read the oral surgeon report, and she was very well aware that my son had a history of seizures. She wrote epilepsy in there. She wrote the Klonopin he was on. But going back to the day that the pathologist told me his preliminary opinion about what caused my son's death was the autonomic nervous system triggering a heart arrhythmia. That is when I connected the dots to the lidocaine. And my mom is a retired nurse from Penn. I have friends who are in the medical field. Does lidocaine nerve block, or can it trigger a heart arrhythmia in a kid with seizures? And the answer is yes. She did not offer me other anesthetics that you use that do not trigger a heart arrhythmia in a child or adult with seizures. I was not told about the side effects of lidocaine in a seizure kid that can trigger a heart arrhythmia. And of course, she did not get clearance from the PCP to use lidocaine in a seizure kid. I don't need a doctor or a lawyer, God, anybody to tell me what happened, because we all know what happened to our kids from the get-go with autism vaccine injury when we figured it out. I damn well know. And that's what's killing me. I fought so long against vaccine injury and protocol after protocol and getting them to a good place. And damn it, we were right there. And then this happened to my beautiful Marshall. A friggin' drug again. Why don't we put the dentist in the same category, that we cannot just trust them? We cannot even think about trying to educate them, okay? We have, as moms, we have to get more education. We have to arm these moms. We have to figure it out, because every drug, every time that these children get, they react differently too. Depends on the child's issues, depends on where the child is at the time. If I had to envision what I would want for Marshall's legacy right now, and I don't even want to think about that because I haven't accepted. I'm in shock, like serious, deep pain, shock here. If I had to envision, I'd say we need to get going with us moms do not have a roadmap for any of these medical professionals. We don't know what to do. We need a roadmap. We need to teach them about these drugs. We need to inform these dentists. They need to do their due diligence. We need to get clearance from the PCP on whether this child can handle that drug. You can't just say, these kids can't handle general anesthesia. I long ago stopped that when Marshall had, 7 seizures after the last time we did general. I mean, it's insanity. These children are dying, and now they're dying from dentists and oral surgeons. And this has got to change. This has got to change. This is medical malpractice at its best.
Sandra, and this is going to be really hard for you, but it's important.
Yes.
You know that Marshall had autism, vaccine-induced autism. We understand he had seizures, but he was a beautiful boy. I've seen the videos of his handwritten notes and stuff. I mean, just what a beautiful soul. Describe what the medical industry have taken from you, your only child, and from us as a society. Describe Marshall, describe the loss for America of Marshall.
Marshall is, because I cannot say was, is the most beautiful child. He gives everybody hugs and kisses. He smiles. He's pure sunshine. He's pure love. No matter what, he has overcome so much, and he did it with courage and strength and smiles. He exuded the word love, like he's pure sunshine. What the medical doctors have put us, both of us, through for years, trying to put him away in a psych ward instead of treating him when he had GI pain, when he was having seizures and nobody would diagnose. I never faltered. I just rolled up my sleeves more because I know my son was in there and I know what he's capable of. And like I said, I got him to a better place. This child was a gift to the world, not just to me. The thing is, Polly, this was not his time. This was another drug injury. I will not let my son's name go down without a fight, without telling my son's story, in hopes that it will help other moms to step up more, to roll your sleeves up more. We cannot trust. We have to do our work. We have to save our kids. We have to protect them.